Crack pavement dreams with the heat from the blacktop. Sweat on my brow, every corner's a backdrop. Notebook full of rhymes and a hunger for more. Grit in my stomach, these blocks I explore. Shadows in the alley, but my mind stay bright. Every setback a story, every flaw got fight. A city of sirens, but I move through the sound. Bars heavy like the boots when I stump on the ground. In the ring with dust on my kicks. Hands steady, life's gritty, these streets never flinch. Harder to struggle, got truth in my chest. Living no frills, gotta grind with no rest. Yeah, yeah. Raw from the ground. Yeah, yeah. Life hold me down. Back to the wall and my fists stay up. Every scar on my soul never folded or stuck. Concrete underfoot, I'm still making a way. All my lessons in the bruises I collect every day. Scraped by the world, but I'm sharper for pain. Can't fake the fire, I got bricks in my veins. Stepped in the ring with dust on my kicks. Hands steady, life's gritty, these streets never flinch. Harder to struggle, got truth in my chest. Living no frills, gotta grind with no rest. Yeah, yeah. Raw from the ground. Yeah, yeah.
Concrete veins in the city flow. Dreams on lock, but I break that code. Hands in my pockets, cold wind in my teeth. Hunger in my chest, tryna make ends meet. Steel in my spine, step hard in the dirt. Lines in my face, show the years in the work. Eyes on the corner, trouble stays close. Watching for the chance, hold the line, never ghost. Voice for the shadows, spit with the truth. Walk like a legend and the proof's in the booth. What you see is what you get, nothing less. Heart of the battle still pounds in my chest. Yeah, it's that Ronald Frills heat. Kicking us up in the street. Heavy truth under my feet. Feel the force, give a speed. Bat, chestnut, pretty lane, heart block. Bat, don't stop. Pretty lane, heart block. Grew from the cracks in the sidewalk lines. Life taught hustle, no fancy signs. Shadow on the wall, forged by the light. Calm in the day, but I storm at night. All in, never play it safe. Knuckles to the asphalt, raised on faith. Never cracked, just shaped by pain. Bap in my soul, carved in my name. It's that Ronald Frills heat. Kicking us up in the street. Heavy truth under my feet. Feel the force, skip a beat. Bap, chestnut, pretty lane, heart block. Bat, don't stop. Pretty lane, heart block.
Cold hands on the pavement, winter in my soul. Rhymes from the basement, hunger as the goal. Steel in my pen, heavy lines take control. Every bar like a fight, every verse on patrol. Headphones bleed truth while the traffic goes by. Old scars on my knuckles, never cared for disguise. Eyes on the skyline, dreams never die. Still building from nothing, just the pieces need a pie. Knock with the force when my boots touch ground. Raw from the start, never watered down. Grit in my chest when the kick drowns. Run with the real, let the truth come out. Yeah. Stand tall. Yeah. Stand tall. Yeah. Don't fall. Dust in my lungs breaking out of the haze. Life in the cracks, never lost in the maze. City in my veins while the moments blaze. Stories on the walls that refuse to fade. From the corners and blocks to the high-rise view. What I carve with my words, what I prove with my crew. It's the echo of the struggle, it's the lesson of few. Every scar, every loss, every step that I grew. Knocked with the force when my boots touch ground. Raw from the start, never watered down. Grit in my chest when the kick drowns. Run with the real, let the truth come out. Yeah. Stand tall. Yeah. Stand tall. Yeah. Don't fall. Yeah.
Yeah. Hard truth in the cipher. Heavy like the nighttime. Back alley sparks fly. Rhyme sharp a pipeline. Shoulders carry burdens. Every corner got a story. Steel in the voice box. Pain in my inventory.
Bored faces in the silence. Hunger never rests. Dreams caught in the wires. Still I give my best.
Cold world, streets talking brick by brick. Keep walking, truth in the lines, raw and uncut. Grit under nails, never giving up. Standing tall, never fall. Yeah. Keep it real through it all. Cement cracked under timberland, scars on my hands. Hunger in my belly, got a pocket full of plans. Dreams weighed down by the grime and the rust. Every lesson hard earned in the struggle we trust. Gray skies over rooftops, rhymes paint the pain. Heart froze by the winter, only hustle in my veins. Cold world, streets talking brick by brick. Keep walking, truth in the lines, rope baby cut. Standing tall, never fall. When you're gone, you look fall. Standing tall, never fall. Yeah. Keep it real through it all. Subway rumble, sirens echo through the night. Shadow on my face as I slide under street light. Broken bottles glisten on a corner full of pain. Dreams stack high, but reality remains. Black hoodie zip, cold breath in the frost. Heart heavy with memories of every loss. Stacking up the lessons no textbook could teach. Only way I know is keep my mind out of reach. All these battle scars, but I still walk tall. Every slip another reason why I never fall. Playing for the keeps while they gamble with fate. Born into the struggle, but I write my own slate. Left, right, step by step through the grime. Hungry for tomorrow, but I'm bleeding for mine. Hard times hit, but I never let it shake me. Concrete dreams, world cold, try and break me. Grind so deep, gotta carve out a lane. Knock it in your chest like the thunder and the rain. Yeah, knock it back, knock it back, knock it back. Yeah, heart attack, heart attack. City blocks under boots, dust on my kicks. Stories in the pavement, scars in the mix. should make diners, but the cost is steep. Gotta keep your head low, too many wolves in the street. Left, right, step by step through the grind. Hungry for tomorrow, but I'm bleeding for mine. Hard times hit, but I never let it shake me. Concrete dreams, world cold, try and break me. Grind so deep, gotta carve out a lane. Knock it in your chest like the thunder in the rain. Yeah, knock it back, knock it back. Yeah, heart attack, heart attack. Knock it back, knock it back. Yeah, heart attack, heart attack.
Crack concrete, posted up, feel the weight of the block. Wake the city with my steps, never run from the clock. Stack my wisdom in the struggle, every lesson is raw. Where the winters bite deep and the summers of war. Project staircases, tales from the rugged nap. Midnight hustle, paper chase, hear the sneakers slap. Crooked alleys, hungry looks, learn to trust your back. Life ain't handed, had to grind just to keep my tracks. Rain soaked my hoodie, still stand in the storm. Sacrifice, paid a price, that's the way I was born. Far from easy, never sweet, cold wind in my face. But conviction in my soul, so I'm holding my place. On the grind every minute, never slow on my steps. Got that hunger in my chest, let me show you what's next. Street tales, heavy truths, no disguise in my set. Gritty corners where we live and keep our shadows in check. Hard times, cold nights. Hard times, cold lights. Dirty boots on the pavement, echo of siren calls. Graffiti stories on the walls, faded dreams down the halls. Broken glass, city sounds, sharp edges of fate. Every scar a reminder, real life you can't fake. Hard times. They'll struck collect, steal my veins. If you measure by the hustle, you remember my name. On the grind every minute, never slow on my steps. Got that hunger in my chest, let me show you what's next. Street tales, heavy truths, no disguise in my set. Gritty corners where we live and keep our shadows in check. Hard times, cold lights. Hard times, cold lights.
Broken streets underfoot, echo in my mind. Hunger in my eyes, but I hustle for mine. Concrete symphony, sirens singing the grind. Cold world, so I walk with a purpose defined. Headphones blast, blocking out the doubt. Chip dreams, but I patch them. Can't count me out. No silver spoons, just the grit and the drought. Where the strong survive and the realest stand out. Rough hands on the concrete, blood in my spit. Every word ever wet, never planned. Quit, built on the struggle. All heart, no glitz. Still nerves in my veins. Keep grind, that's it. Hard times, hard lines. Knock you down, still rise. Walk through the ashes, breath heavy with the pain. Scars on my face, tell the real they explain. God's dairy fake, move truth in the frame. Honor in my code, never selling the name. Pressure on my shoulders, but I never fold. Writing my legacy, and truths untold. Rough hands on the concrete, blood in my spit. Every word ever wet, never planned. Quit, built on the struggle. All heart, no glitz. Still nerves in my veins. Keep grinding. That's it. Hard times, hard lines. Knock you down. Still rise. Hard times, hard lines. Knock you down. Still rise.
Break of dawn, city breathing slow. Chill in my veins, but my will don't fold. Brick stacks, echo stories untamed. Silhouettes in the mist know my name. Bare truth written deep in my jaw. Grew up on survival, never saw applause. Corner wisdom passed with a nod or glance. Watch a step one, move, no second chance. Nights cold where the struggle gets real. Lessons learned hard, that's the only deal. Hands calloused, grass no empty hope. Just grit and grime, where we learn to cope. Knocking heavy on the pavement. Steel nerves, steady in amazement. Truth cut, never need a statement. Grit runs deep, can't erase it. Raw, raw. Feel that raw. Nothing more. Crooked streets set the pace, never glide, only chase. Bare bones, cracked stones, see the pain on my face. Dreams built from scraps, never pretty or soft. Only tales that we live, every edge, every cost. Wide awake, and I feel the scars. Raised in the heat, grown behind bars. Chins held high when the daylight is gone. March to a drum that's rough and strong. Knocking heavy on the pavement. Steel nerves, steady in amazement. Truth cut, never need a statement. Grit runs deep, can't erase it. Raw, raw. Feel that raw. Raw, raw. Nothing more.
Broken pavement where I learned how to move. Never had much, but I sharpened the groove. Backpack light, but my soul heavy laden. Dreams cold pressed, every test never shaken. Cracked black top and the boots got scars. Grip life tight, didn't fold like cards. City pulse in my veins, I stay true. Blunt force rhyme every line what I've been through. Hard truth hit when my boots hit the street. Every word raw, got that rumbling heat. Roll through the cold, all you feel is the grind. You want the real, you can see it in my eyes. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Dust in my lungs and my fate in the palm. When the beat drops loud, world steady stays calm. Stone in my voice in the night, never soft. Every struggle made me sharper, every scar paid the cost. Clock can't spin and shadows race and pass. Born for the struggle, built it all to last. Hard truth hit when my boots hit the street. Every word raw, got that rumbling heat. Roll through the cold, all you feel is the grind. You want the real, you can see it in my eyes. I'ma say it. Soul body the bad. Yeah.
Cold wind blowing through alley and fire escape. Stories get written in dust on a cityscape. Hunger and stomach, so words gotta resonate. I walk where the cold asphalt swallows fate. Crates in the corner with records I emulate. Lessons from ciphers, the pressure I ventilate. Eyes in the crowd, but my focus is concrete. Dreams in my backpack, holes in my seat. On the block, it's the sound you remember. Nothing but truth in the cut of December. Knuckles with grit, scraping ice on the street. Everyday hustle, put pain to the back to the bone. Never alone. Steady and grown. Grit in my tone. Cracks in the pavement where sneakers been laid. Graffiti and shadow, we earning our grade. Life with no filter, the city don't sleep. I learned how to fight before learning to read. Every breath, every cough in the air. No gold on my neck, but respect everywhere. Still standing stronger, no matter the weather. Living this lesson, pain put together. Raw on the block, it's the sound you remember. Nothing but truth in the cut of December. Knuckles with grit, scraping ice on the street. Everyday hustle, put pain to the back to the bone. Never alone. Steady and grown. Grit in my tone. Back to the bone.
Crack pavement underfoot, bags under my eyes. Every corner's a lesson, every moment a surprise. City breathing heavy, sirens cut the gray skies. Making sense out the struggle, I was built to survive. Skyscraper shadow stretching longer at dawn. Counting coins, counting scars by the lines in my palm. Never promise anything but the will to stay strong. If you're digging for the real, you've been searching too long. Time ticking on the block, can't stop. Every move's calculated, so I rise to the top. Heart steady pounding with the break and the drop. Never fake, never fold, never. Raw cut slicing through the cold air. Hard truths hit you when you stand there. Brick walls don't move from a strong stare. Straight grit in my veins, no one else compare. Raw cut slicing through the cold air. Hard truths hit you when you stand there. Brick walls don't move from a strong stare. Straight grit in my veins, no one else compare. Yeah. Concrete living, got my sneakers one thing. Pressure builds up, but I never cave in. Midnight hunger, let that hunger begin. Chasing daylight, let the struggle set in. Time ticking on the block, can't stop. Every move's calculated, so I rise to the top. Heart steady pounding with the break and the drop. Never fake, never fold, never letting it flop. Raw cut slicing through the cold air. Hard truths hit you when you stand there. Brick walls don't move from a strong stare. Straight grit in my veins, no one else compare. Yeah, morning silence, fists clenched for the fight. Eyes cold steel, learning wrong from right. Pass in the alley where the stories ignite. Block taught me lessons, turn scars into light. Breathe in my lungs, every day is a test. Nothing comes easy on the edge of unrest. All I got's my name, my word, my chest. Every brick I climb, I refuse to rest. Concrete pound in my soul never slides. Heart of the struggle, it's the city that decides. Roar in my chest, every hit baptized. Old truths told under flickering streetwise. Yeah, yeah. Stand tall, never fold. Yeah, yeah. Hands cold, dreams gold. Shadow on the corner, hunger never dead. Lines in my notebook, wisdom that I bled. Pavement prayers echo what's unsaid. Building from the bottom, footwork for the bread. Pressure comes heavy when the vision is clean. Life don't give nothing, keep your grit mean. From benches to blocks, I'm seeing new scenes. Rise with the dust, right, legacy unseen. Concrete pound in my soul never slides. Heart of the struggle, it's the city that decides. Roar in my chest, every hit baptized. Old truths told under flickering streetwise. Yeah, yeah. Stand tall, never fold. Yeah, yeah. Hands cold, dreams gold.
Streets, old news on the lamppost. Corner kids spitting dreams where the plans ghost. Graffiti on the brick, paint stains in the rain. Raw-fisted hunger, that concrete pain. Torn jacket, eyes sharp as the moonlight. Bodega bells ringing out past midnight. Faded hopes tucked deep in my backpack. Still stomping, never let the block lack. Raise it up, dust on the vinyl, I'm back to the core. Heavy in the chest, what you clap for? Broken pavement, sneakers hit the ground raw. Taking it back, sound of the street wars. Yeah, bring it back. Raw, raw. Never slack. Steel rails, I lean where the trains howl. Block full of hunger, young and wild. Cold nights, gold teeth when friends smile. Never been soft, living raw and hostile. Clock ticks, I don't flinch. Hands in my coat. Truth in the lines, every word that I wrote. Word that I wrote. Navy eyes, been my swarmers. Now hold the law, cold no more. Reach to the fore, reach now in the side was street for. Sound of the street wars. Bring it back. Raw, raw, never slack. Yeah, bring it back. Raw, raw.
Wind blows through abandoned blocks. Breath frosty as I hustle past the cops. Ink stains bleed through my old notebook. Life on the edge, one glance is all it took. I came up hungry with a scarred up face. Truth in my punchline, straight, no chase. Night trains rumble like a warning in my head. Dreams feel heavy, but I carry them like lead. Raised on struggle, so my voice stay rough. Still nurse forged when the city got tough. Never had much but the will to survive. Stitching up hope with the pen and the drive. Feel the pressure when the bass drops in. Grit on my tongue, I was born to win. Street code poetry living in my skin. If you loading war begin. Yeah. Stuffed up kicks on the concrete. Clock ticks fast, I don't skip a beat. Paint these lines like a mural in the heat. Dreams made rugged, survival ain't sweet. Dust in my lungs as I spit the truth. Raw wildlife from the gut of the booth. Crumbling walls and a torn down roof. But I built my throne from a broken youth. Feel the pressure when the bass drops in. Grit on my tongue, I was born to win. Street code poetry living in my skin. If you know, then you know, let the war begin.
On the blacktop, soul beating the curb, ink stains my notebook, write lines that disturb. Early in the morning, steam rise from the great dream built from pressure, concrete and fate. Sirens in the distance, block never sleeps. I'm grinding through the static so my people eat. Hard cold from the struggle, shout rage at the dawn. Every bar is a scar that my mind leans on. Knocking hard, chest thumping thunder. Raw from the pavement, we breaking out under. No filter, no gloss, just grit, just hunger. Keep it moving in the night till the cold cracks asunder. Yeah. Street lines. Rhymes rough as the street, breathe deep in the dust. Truth over flavor, we don't barter or trust. A shadow in the alley, still a city throws light. Survive, stand tall, fist ball, long nights. Guts in the verse, life in the measure. Every scar's a bar earned with pressure. Lights flash blue, but we never see closure. Still writing my pain like I'm writing my ledger. Knocking hard, chest thumping thunder. Raw from the pavement, we breaking out under. No filter, no gloss, just grit, just hunger. Keep it moving in the night till the cold cracks asunder. Yeah. Street lines.